My name's Dr. Kyle Brazier, and here we are at Chico State Farm talking about fava bean and why I like that it holds that soil in over winter. And in a lot of ways, its most important attribute is that it produces its own nitrogen fertilizer through these interactions with soil microorganisms. Now, this soil microorganism interaction allows the fava bean plant to produce a ton of its own nitrogen fertilizer, its own miracle grow, if you will. So you get a nice, strong, healthy, robust plant. But after we pick those pods off the fava bean plant and chop down the fava bean, that sits on the soil surface and releases its fertilizer back into the soil. Now that fertilizer is very important because it can help the following crop grow just as vigorously. Today we're going to do a quick planting demonstration of our Windsor and of our Varoma fava bean varieties. Now we're asking you, our great community scientists, to plant these seeds sometime between October and November. We're going to plant these at about a 1-inch depth. That's about the distance from the tip of my pointer finger to that first joint. And we're going to do that for both of these varieties. We're going to plant them at a seed spacing within a single row for each variety of at least 8 inches. No more than really a foot is really required. And we're going to have a row spacing, the spacing between our two varieties, of 4 to 5 feet. So let's plant our Varoma variety first. And I recommend that you have a label with you. We've provided 2 labels in your bundle. Make sure you put that label for each variety in front of your rows of seed. And if you don't have a meter stick like I do, you can just use your best guess. So we're going to empty that seed packet out. And again, you should have 6 seeds here. Let's go ahead and plant them. We're going to line this up first, and I'm going to use my foot. About a foot from start to back of each is probably good enough. That's 2 seeds, 3 seeds, 4 seeds, 5, and 6. Now that I've got these seeds laid out, we're going to plant these about 1 inch in the ground. So I'm just going to use my finger, again going from that tip of my pointer finger to that first joint. And that's going to be the depth that I plant at. So I'm going to put the seed in like that, and that should be good. We're going to do the same for all of these. And again, keeping all the same variety of seed together. Again, to that first joint, we're going to put that seed in the ground. We're going to continue that. Alright, if you don't have a garden bed to plant these in, it's still an awesome experience to plant these in a container. Here we have about a 3-gallon container. This is the minimum size that you'll need for this experiment. We're going to open up our seed packet. This is our Windsor seed packet. And if you're going to grow them both, try to keep them both in different pots. That way we can, again, keep track of which variety works best for you. So let's plant. We're going to space these out pretty evenly, all 6 of these seeds. Oh, and let's do that. This nice row, and we're going to make sure that we keep our stake in each of these pots too. Your stake should be in that bundle that we sent you. We're just going to press these down so they're about 1 inch, again from that pointer finger to that first joint, beneath that potting soil. And this is this great peat and perlite, vermiculite mix here that works really well for a lot of plants. And we're just going to mix that together real nice and add some water. And that's planting. In these containers, you've planted 6 seeds of a really big, vigorous plant, the Windsor or the Varoma variety of fava bean. That's going to be a lot of plant in a pretty small pot. So what I'm going to ask you to do is, again, make sure you write down the planting date on your form. Write down the number of sprouted seeds or the number of germinated seeds after 30 days and after 60 days. But after 60 days, we're going to have you thin your plants down to your best 1 or 2 plants. That way it doesn't get to be too vigorous and knock your pot over every other day.